Hello everyone. Today I wanted to talk about one topic that I know is not going to be consensus, which is farming. And for the people that are following me, you know that farming is not something that I like to do. And I wanted to give you my opinion on that and to develop a little bit more why I don't like farming and what I have against farming. So it all comes back to the beginning of the game. When the first time you launch this game, you launch a tower defense. That's actually what you are downloading the first time. You have a tower defense. I've been playing tower defense when I was a kid in Warcraft 3, all those custom maps, and that's really how I discovered the gender and the goal of going as far as possible, and then you need to kill more stronger enemy. That's really what motivated me to download the game. So you download the game, and then you die wave probably 20 when you get the second boss, and then you realize that you get this currency, the coins, and when you invest the coins, you can start the run with a better stats initially, and then you can repeat, and then you go a little bit further, and then you repeat and you go a little bit further. And basically what it means is that early on the loop is very simple. It's basically you do a run, you get some coins, you invest those coins, you get stronger, and you repeat, and again and again. And actually this loop is going for quite a while, because you will need to be able to max your workshop through a run in tournament, and to be able to do that you need to be probably around high platinum, early champion. So up to this level you actually need to farm quite a lot of coins, because what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to reach 6,000 out of 6,000 in damage, and most importantly at the beginning 6,000 out of 6,000 in health. Within the time frame of a tournament, and when you achieve champion for the first time, this is not a lot of wave. It's probably like 200 wave, 300 wave. I don't know like what are the lowest wave that you are doing, you guys, in champion, but you don't have a lot of wave and you need to achieve 6,000. So until you're capable of doing so, farming is the best way to progress. It's actually very important that you build a strong economy to be able to achieve this goal. Now, I think it's easy to agree, even with the people that love farming, that when you're capable of maxing your workshop, the need of coins is changing. I'm not saying it's more important or less important, so let's just agree that it changes, because now the coins that you are going to use, they're not going to have like the same impact, because you're not going to invest into your workshop to get better stat at the end of your run. You will need to find an alternate solution to get benefit from your coin. And as I said, here for most of the people we're talking about high plats, low champion. That's about when you start getting those change. At least when I was there and when I was reviewing tower recently, that's about right when you start getting those things. So naturally, the next step to spend your coins is actually working on enhancement. The problem with enhancement is that the return on investment that you get is getting lower and lower, because every time that you increase one box, the cost is increasing drastically, and the amount of value in proportion that you are getting is getting lower, which means that you get a terrible return on investment. So to me, enhancement is nice to have. It's like cherry on the cake, but this is not how you progress your tower. The way you progress your tower is by finding a way to multiply your damage or multiply your health by certain factor. So this is to me very important way to see the game. Is if you want to progress, you're not looking for few percentage, you're looking for a way to multiply your damage by a certain factor. Quick pause here to say that if you wish to support me, you can go into the creator code here and enter my name, Noobodytest, which is the name of the channel, and this is going to help me tremendously. The code is resetting every 30 days, so even if you have entered it once and you wish to continue to support me, you may have to enter it again. You can also add it into the online store, and by the way, you get way better value for your money online than through the apps. Thank you so much for the people supporting me, and I carry on with the video. And when you arrive to that stage, you're actually, if you want to use your coins, the next move is actually unlocking the card mastery. Card mastery are unlocked when you have all the cards that are maxed out, and then you can spend a little bit of stones. I mean, a little bit, 700, maybe 1000, depending on the cards. And then you unlock definitely the card mastery, and you get a research that is going to increase by a factor the effectiveness of the card. So if I take damage, the research are increasing by a factor 3.8 at my level the card. So it's really strong, and here you are unlocking a factor that is multiplicating your damage. If you are looking for health, it's going to be the same. So the level 1 is 20% increase, and then it goes up and up. So this is the next move if you want to build economy. The problem is that if you are looking at the mastery, basically the next level, so it starts with 1 quadrillion coins, and the next level is 2 quadrillion, 3 quadrillion. So here I'm looking for the level 8. I'm actually level 7, I go level 8, so it's 8 quadrillion. I have something that is reducing a little bit this cost, but still it's an enormous amount of coins. And when you just have finished what I explained before, so being able to max out the workshop, this amount of coins is prohibitive. You're not going to be able to farm quadrillion coins. Your economy is not in that shape at all. So here you have two choices, and this is something that I explained into the video, which is beat champion. You have two choices. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I talked in length into the video that I described before to beat champion. The choice that I make was to invest into my ultimate weapon that are providing me direct value for tournament placement, so I could get a better result, more stones, and advance quicker into later on build my economy. I felt that the time that I was going to get those things up was going to be quite long anyway, and I would be in a better position if I was higher in placement than if I was lower in placement. On the top of that, if you are looking at the way that this total coin bonus is working, the longer you start playing the game, the more theme you get. So this multiplicator here is going stronger and stronger, especially now that the guild have into the store, they have a lot of cosmetics that are going to boost this theme thing. So basically, the more you wait and the easier it gets to build a stronger economy. On the top of that, there is another thing that is going to increase is the level of your module and the quality of your module. And as you progress, you are going to get more module, better quality. So again, faster to progress. So the fact that I think you pause the economy at this stage, to me makes sense, because while you are working on your ultimate weapon and you progress on tournament, your economy is slowly building up things that you're not capable of accelerate. And when you are going to go back to economy, you have a stronger base on the things that I just explained, and reaching the stage of getting quadrillion coins is way easier, because now you don't need to invest maybe 2000 more stones to get to the same level, because you get stronger multiplicator through the other things like the relics and everything. So any way that you choose, you need to be able to do both, because if you have a strong economy but you have no damage, you're not going to do anything, or no control. And if you have control and damage but you don't have a strong economy, you need to build this economy to unlock the next multiplicating factor, which to me is the card mastery. And you need to be able to sustain the card mastery research. As I said, is quadrillion amount of coins per research. So now let's move to the let's play forward, and then you are mid-legend and you are capable of farming and sustaining those card mastery, or maybe you are before, but let's assume that you are capable of farming this. So I would say that right now with my economy, I'm capable of farming this. So I have completed some card mastery, and usually I have one or two that is going on. Like recently a little bit less because I'm working on other things, but it's not really a problem of coins. It's really like I'm just have other priorities. But you are capable of sustaining those card mastery. To be able to do so, I would say that you need to be able to have some runs that are doing about 1.1, 1.2 quadrillion per run. I've been able to do that when I was switched to T14, and I only been able to do that in T14 and not before because my economical weapons, they were not great. Like I didn't overdevelop them. So for some people, they will be able to sustain that with potentially like a EHP build, a wall devo or something like that. For me, I've been able to do that only when I switched to a glass cannon build, reverse devo. That's where I've been able to unlock like the further stage of the research mastery. Before I was just able of doing like the first 2 or 3 level by farming a lot. But now it's quite easy for me to do this. And now I'm ending up into the same situation as before when I was explaining that when you have maxed the workshop, the coin's utility is shifting. So now that you're capable of farming, let's say 10 quadrillion very easily or fairly easily, then you switch to the next things. What is the next thing? And I think the next thing is probably 2 things. So the first one is still providing you value on tournament is the battle condition. So just starting with the battle condition, and I think the first level is 1 quadrillion, then it goes to 2, 4, it doubles every time. Right now, I'm probably capable of farming the first 4 to 5 level. 5 is going to be a stretch. I think it was like 17 quadrillion, so it starts to be quite a stretch for my economy, but that is probably like the next level. But after everything that you see here, we are talking about 200 quadrillions. So 200 quadrillions here. Everything here that is increasing substat is 200 quadrillions. Here, all the battle condition, we're talking about 160 quadrillions, 800 quadrillions. So this is a world apart versus what I'm capable of farming. And what I mean is that you end up in the exact same situation as what you meet when you were starting Champions Tournament. You have a choice, is whether you start investing heavily into economy to be able to do those research. And when I say heavily, is like, to me, I need to be able to multiply my farming capacity by probably like 15 to be able to move from what I'm doing right now to this 15. So that's insane. Or you say, okay, it's fine because what this is going to provide me is probably not worth investing so much ton right now into economy, and instead I'm going to do something else. And that's going to be my choice again. So the next stage of my tower is not going to chase economy to be able to get 1% of those things, or 1% of battle condition, assist module core. And actually assist module bonus right now, it costs me 24 stones. So this is way easier for me to get just 1 click than starting to try to get the things that I just showed you. Obviously I'm capped to 70% and this allows me to go further, but what I mean is that I don't think right now is the time for me to chase those like insanely expensive research. Right now, what I want to do is consolidate my position in Legend. And instead of investing my stone in here, in economy, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to invest heavily into Chronofield because the Chrono Loop is insane. If you're capable of controlling better the enemies, you have more damage and you don't struggle as much with all the battle conditions that are about control because you have a stronger control. Yesterday, the battle condition was reducing the amount of knockback force that were applied to the enemy. And I can guarantee you that if you don't have a strong chrono field, your tower just blew up. Even if you get a lot of damage, at some point it's going to explode because you won't have the time to deal with all the enemies. So to me, control is key right now at the stage of the game that I am. And the second thing that I'm thinking about is Poison Swamp. If I have a strong control, then increasing the Poison Swamp and especially unlocking the Death Creep is going to allow me to kill the enemies way more reliably, because now I inflict damage to everything at the same time, a little bit the same way that Chain Lightning is doing. The strength with Chain Lightning is the amount of damage that is capable of applying into an area, and I think the Poison Swamp is doing about the same. So that are my move. In parallel of that, I'm thinking also of the multiplicator of the assist module and the multiplicator of this assist module, because this is increasing damage by a multiplicator. So here you see I just multiply my damage by 2 just by having those multiplicators at 20%. Here I multiply my damage by 2.8 just by having this thing here. And this is not a lot of stones, it's decent. For a multiplicator of 2.8, it's actually good value. I know that this topic is not going to be consensual because most of the people, they really see farm as the ultimate goal for the game, while I see that game as a tower defense. And to me, coins is just another currency that I need to use. Sometimes I need it, sometimes I need it less. I mean, overall it's useful, but it's not always the most useful things to maximize. So that's why I have a slightly different opinion than most of the people, where you see videos that are all about how you maximize farm into that game. I hope that helps you having a different perspective, and I see you on the next video.